I just got divorced and moved abroad. My ex-husband immediately married his mistress. During the wedding, a guest said something that drove him crazy. I was already gone when the papers came through. Different country, different heir. Same last name, temporarily. The judge's stamp sounded like a door locking behind me, not slamming. Clean. Final. That was the moment I stopped bleeding and started calculating. He didn't wait. He never does. 3 weeks after the divorce, he married her. White roses, gold hall, smiles rehearsed for months. I wasn't invited. That was intentional. What he didn't know was that absence can be weaponized. I remember when we first met, he spilled coffee on my coat and apologized like it was a proposal. I laughed. He memorized that laugh. He learned my favorite food, my childhood fear, the exact tone to use when I was tired. He learned me the way a thief studies locks. I mistook attention for devotion. That mistake cost me years. The marriage looked perfect from the outside. Inside, it was a quiet erosion. Late nights explained too quickly, phone turned face down, compliments replaced by logistics. I didn't accuse, I observed. Betrayal announces itself in patterns, not confessions. The proof came softly. A shared cloud account he forgot to log out of, photos he never sent me, hotel mirrors, her wrist in frame, my anniversary weekend. I felt the shock arrive like ice water, then pass. I didn't cry, I archived. That night I made a list, not of insults, of assets. Properties in my name, accounts I managed, clauses he skimmed. I wasn't planning revenge, I was planning survival with interest. I moved first, abroad, quietly. I took the job he encouraged me to decline years ago. Too far, he'd said, too risky. Distance sharpened me. It gave me leverage and lawyers who billed by the minute and spoke in outcomes. I let him think I was grieving. People underestimate grief. It's a perfect disguise. The divorce was clean because I made it clean. I kept what was legally mine. I didn't fight for what would chain me to him. I left him his image, intact and glossy. That was step one. Let him believe the story he tells about himself. Then I waited. He married her fast, like a man trying to outrun smoke. The invitations went out with a familiar font. The venue was one we once toured together. I didn't need to be there. I needed to be remembered correctly. So I sent someone else, a mutual acquaintance, older, impeccable memory, loose tongue when nervous. I didn't coach him much. I didn't need to. Truth has its own momentum. I just asked him to congratulate the groom and mention one thing. During the reception, between the second toast and the cake, he leaned in. He smiled. He said it casually, almost kindly. "Congratulations," he said. "I always wondered how you managed 2 lives at once. Some people are just efficient." That was it. No accusation, no names, just recognition. The room didn't hear it, but my ex did. His face tightened like a knot pulled too fast. He laughed half a second late. He drank too much after. The bride noticed. Of course she did. You see, she thought she'd won something. She didn't know she was inheriting a vacancy of trust, of loyalty, of silence. That sentence didn't expose the affair. It exposed the pattern, and patterns, once seen, never unsee themselves. The fallout wasn't immediate. It never is. It came as questions at night, as passwords changed twice, as tension during photos, as a mother-in-law who suddenly remembered dates, as whispers that don't accuse, only connect dots. I watched from afar, calm, precise. I signed my final document overseas and mailed it back with a new address and no forwarding. I closed accounts I no longer needed, opened others he'd never know about. I built a life that didn't echo. Months later, he emailed me. No subject line, just one sentence. "Did you tell anyone?" I didn't reply, because the truth is, I didn't have to. Betrayal carries its own witnesses. All I did was stop protecting him from them. Now, when I think of that wedding, I don't feel anger. I feel timing. I feel the quiet satisfaction of a plan that required no shouting, no scenes, no blood, just patience and placement. He lost something that day, but not his marriage. He lost control of the narrative, and I gained what I wanted all along, myself, intact, abroad, and finally, unafraid. Revenge doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's a sentence whispered at the perfect moment. Sometimes it's walking away and letting the truth arrive on its own.